welcome to the National League Championship Series. Tonight we have a good one between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Washington Nationals here on MLB 15 The Show. Hi friends, I'm Jipler. With me here is Rob Prod, and Rob, Pirates have fallen now to the Nationals 2-1.
Yeah, it's very upsetting, especially as a big Pirates fan, but I believe they can come back, especially with Amadio and Gunya out of the look for the decisions of the pitching staff.
That's a good point. That they're both out of the rotation now, and the Pirates actually beat Josh Gunya in the game that they faced him. So those two great pitchers are now gone, and the Pirates now have their top of the rotation up with Rafael Rivera on the mound for the Pirates tonight. Should be a good one. We'll be back after these messages. Well, here we are, Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. We'll send it now to public address announcer Mike Carlucci. And as the Nationals take the field, we'll take a look at tonight's starting pitching matchup. Rafael Rivera, the ace for the Pirates, facing Eddie Ruff, who does not have a postseason appearance yet this year. And as we look at the pitchers, we'll also take a look at the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here you see Joe Random with a .552 batting average. Mike Yanders also in the 300s. He's batting .333. Hayward in the high 200s. And Cesar Hernandez batting .381 this postseason.
Joe Random, not one of his best games last night.
He hit a home run.
Good.
Well, if you think that's not one of his best games, hitting a home run off of Joe Amadio, I don't know what to tell you. Eddie Ruff, though, the starting pitcher for the Nationals, he went 12-12 in the regular season with a .380 ERA. And as the throw goes down to second, we'll take a look at the defensive lineup for the Nationals. See Dexter Fowler out there in center field. And Emmett Smith over there at first base. Enough talk, let's get to the game of baseball here on the show. Two outs, here's Joe Amadio, certainly a power factor in this postseason. Batting .552. 8 home runs, might I add, as he leads all of baseball in that category in the postseason. Foul ball, strike one. Eddie Ruff throwing from that submarine style. Could be throwing some of the hitters off tonight. That fastball misses upstairs. 80 miles on the gun. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Random. Here's the pitch. Sinker misses below the zone. It's 2-1.
This pitcher has a weird release point. Could get a little adjusting to for this Pirates offense.
I agree. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Pirates second baseman. Pitch hit the other way. Fouled down the third base side, and it is now 2-2.
Good job by Random having the right idea to go off there with that pitch.
Line. Shortstop makes a diving play. He comes up with it. Throw over to first is in time. What a play. So an excellent play by Chris Owings at shortstop to save a potential hit. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Tied at 0. Still zeros on the board, and here's Byron Carlisle. He'll lead off the second inning for the Washington Nationals. 2-2 pitch on the way. Sharply hit on the ground. Random makes a nice play, throws over to first. Out number 1. That's how the Washington Nationals half of the second gets underway. Here's Joe Random. Pirates up 2-0 here in the top of the third. Runner on third, 1 out, and a chance for some insurance. And this is certainly the guy you want to have at the plate. Fastball high and inside, two-seamer. 0-1.
I think if the Pirates can pull off with a win right here today, taking that back to home field, that could be a really big boost for this team.
Well, they still have a game in D.C. tomorrow. Foul ball, strike two. The last game that the Nationals will host at home is tomorrow night, and that game will happen for certain. Slider misses inside, and way inside, might I add. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider hits to first base.
Ugly swing.
Play is made at first, but the run will come in to score. It's an RBI for Random, and it is now 3-0 Nationals.
Excuse me. Good job by Joe Random to get that in play and score the run. Even though it's an ugly swing, he was trying to just make a play and get that run in, so I applaud him for that.
Thanks, Rob. 3-0. 2 outs, bottom third. There's the batter.
Trap music.
Line. Random can't make the play.
Talk about some ugly fielding right there. Random would have had it if he would have dove the right way.
He just couldn't make the play. That'll get into right field for a single. Here's Michael Tremmy. 1 out, and Carlisle's on first base.
Yeah, we haven't been talking about Mike Ganders lately this postseason.
Yes, we have. Anyway, Carlisle slides into second safely, so he's now in scoring position with 1 out.
Getting on topic, Mike Ganders needs some loving right now, Jipler, so let's give him the love. He's been performing pretty well, just in the shadow of Joe Random once again.
I disagree. He's having quite a great postseason, batting .333, as we mentioned at the start of the game. I don't think he's being undermined or shadowed at all. I think he's being a great power producer for this Pirates team.
Us announcing
that bunt's, excuse me, real quick. That bunt's popped up. Play made by Hernandez behind the plate. And as we do that, let's take a look at the bracket so far. In the American League, it's the Red Sox and the White Sox taking battle. The Red Sox have a 2-1 lead over the White Sox, and the Nationals have a 2-1 lead over Pittsburgh in this series. All right, Rob, go ahead. Finish.
Getting back to the point, just announcing his batting average doesn't really show the wonders Ganders does for this Pirates offense and defense and just overall performance. I think he's been performing very well all over the field, performing, giving great numbers for this team, and I just wanted to put that out there with Joe Random obviously having a great postseason as well. Ganders needed some loving too.
I agree, and that's why he won a Silver Slugger for shortstop and Gold Glove for shortstop. He's a very valued player all over baseball.
Joe Random having a bad day today, 0 for 2.
Sinker misses, apparently. It's 1-0.
Wow, he needed to kill that pitch.
1-0, here it comes. Slider doesn't come back to the corner, and it's 2-0.
This pitcher looks like he's starting to be fatigued. He's losing the movement on his pitches.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That ball is hammered to right field. Carrying, and it's not coming back. A double-deck shot for Joe Random, his first hit of the night, and the Pirates take a 4-0 lead late in this game.
Once again, Joe Random introducing that power that he has.
Kaboomy, 402 out to right field.
The power that has certainly not been something that is new here in the postseason.
Just a majestic shot. That home run's brought to you by Majestic. If it happens in baseball, it happens in Majestic. And that'll do it for the starting pitcher here tonight, Eddie Ruff. So he's done. Manager comes out, and they're going to bring in a guy from the bullpen. It'll be Christopher Kazak. 5 games of the postseason so far. He does not have a record yet, but a 2.57 ERA, and that's something to be pretty proud of out of the pen. Here's Emmett Smith. He's over 2 tonight. He flew out and grounded out so far. Runner on first, nobody out. Pirates in double play depth all the way around. A 1 pitch, runner on the move. Ground ball to shortstop. Runner will slide safely into second. The only play will go to first, and that is out number 1.
Good jump by the first base runner right there to get it safely.
That's Chris Owings. Nationals are on the board. It's 4-1. Here's Byron Carlisle. He'll bat now. 1 for 2. He singled back in the 4th inning. He's got a runner on first. Only 1 out. No balls and 2 strikes. Chopped on the ground to Ganders. He backhands for 1. Throws over to first. And that is 3 outs. So 1 run scored by the Nationals, but a nice turn by Random and Ganders there. We'll head to the 7th inning. Pittsburgh up 4-1. Well, a bit of danger now as Joe Random steps to the plate, and before he bats, we'll flash it back to the 6th inning. This was a giant, ginormous, absolutely montegracious, that's not even a word, home run. He blasted out to right field. That made the score 4-0 at the time. Now it's 5-1. Only 1 out. Bases are loaded. And Random certainly a feared hitter in this situation. Foul ball, strike 1. Rob Prod, what do you think about Random so far in this game?
I think he started off slow, and he's starting to heat up.
Grand slam! Well, certainly now, he's starting to heat up. It's a grand slam.
Excuse me, Jipler. Now let me answer that question for you. I think he is on fire.
That's his 2nd home run of the game again. That's his 10th home run of this postseason. We're not even to the World Series yet.
That's ridiculous.
Look at this. He goes the other way. Look at that slider. It's coming back. Look at that. He smacked it.
Exactly. Taking that opposite field, too. Great job.
Grand slam home run, and it's 9-0 now Pittsburgh. And that will chase the pitcher and bring in Kenley Jansen. 13.50 ERA to this point in the postseason. He only had 3 appearances. So not a great postseason for him, so he'll just probably look to get some work in with the big deficit from Pittsburgh. Joe Random will get another chance to hit it to 10-1. As we flash it back to the 7th in his last at-bat, this pitch was crushed for a grand slam home run that really broke the Pirates away from the Nationals in this one. Rob, I'd just like to mention a point. I don't know if you noticed this, but whenever the Nationals beat the Pirates, it was by a close margin, but whenever the Pirates beat the Nationals, they completely obliterated them. Did you notice that? 0-1 pitch. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Fastball misses inside. It's 1-1. Again, Random has 10 home runs this postseason, and we're not even to the World Series yet. So he's having a remarkable postseason run.
It's not pretty hard to judge with the guy having 10 home runs.
Lined up the middle of base hit. He's 3 for 5 tonight. Throw over to first. Safe at first. So Random taking a big turn, but he'll make it back to first safely. Excuse me. So he turned an 0-2 day, Rob, into a 3 for 5 day with 2 home runs.
And that's exactly what we know and love about Joe Random. He can do. He surprises you every day. Just you don't know what he's going to bring.
Agreed. Slide step bad jump by Random, but he goes anyway. Safe at second, though. Wow. So Random steals second base. So he's on second with 2 outs. 1-0 count to Ganders. Pirates up by 9 runs. I don't know if Random's gonna try to steal third. But they're worried about it. They'll try to pick him off. Won't be in time. 2 outs, runner on second. So Random's gonna go to third. Pitch upstairs, thrown on to third is not in time, and Wow, you're winning 10 to 1 and you decide to steal third. That's pretty bold.
Again, I don't know how many times I can say this. Joe Random surprises you with every game, and he's very aggressive. He does not take his foot off the pedal until the very last strike.
I think that's a little conceited there and a little bit of a slap in the face. I mean, they're already winning by 9 runs.
If I were the coach, I'd be upset if we weren't winning by 20.
All right, point across there. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Ganders. Strike one. He's taking all the way. It's 3-1. Pirates on their way to tying this series as we head to Game 5. And ball 4 to Mike Ganders, so he's going to reach on a walk. 2 outs. Here's Jason Hayward, not having a great day. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Strikeout in the 6th. 2 outs, runners on the corners.
Come on, sitting on something here.
Pitch to Hayward. Chopped softly. Fair ball. Everybody's going to be safe. The run scores. Well, Pro, look at this play.
Yeah, it's wild.
So just a little chopper by Hayward. Scores Random from third. Moves Ganders over to second. 2 outs, runners on first. Here's catcher Michael Tremme. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Pirates are 1 out away from evening up this series at 2 apiece. Popped up behind first base. Mateo's going to call for it.
Routine fly ball.
And he makes the catch, and the Pirates have evened this series 2 apiece.
Great team effort today by the Pirates. Joe Random heating up with a kind of cold start, but he never seems to disappoint, as I mentioned, every game. And Jipler, overall performance by the Pirates. Your thoughts?
I believe they all did well on offense. The big blow, I thought, though, is by Joe Random. That giant grand slam was absolutely huge. It broke the Pirates away indefinitely. So in the early stages of the game, they were, getting little hits here and there and getting little runs, and then that big grand slam made it 9-1. They didn't stop from there either. The final score is 11-1, so they were hitting all throughout, and I think it was a great effort by the entire team. Now here's something I want to address as we talk to him. Now player of the game is going to be Joe Random, of course. Did you ever think that we'd be saying about a player that they have another 2-homer game in the postseason? Another 2-home run game.
Excuse me, repeat that question.
Like, Random, this is now his 4th 2-home run game. Like, multiple home run game. Do you ever think we'd be saying that?
Honestly, at this point of his career, yes. Like, you can't really expect much less from the guy.
But we're talking about in the postseason here. Like, nobody. I don't think anybody's ever done that before except for Reggie Jackson.
I don't think it was expected, but I think
You're not surprised.
Exactly. I'm not surprised.
Well, that'll just about do it here from Washington, D.C. The Pirates completely club out the Nationals by a final score of 11-1. I'm Jipler. With me here is Rob Prod. Rob, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, of course.
Thank you.
All right, now from all of us here at MLB The Show, this has been the National League Championship Series. We'll see you tomorrow night for Game 5.